Today, the crypto market had a bloodbath. This is the evening of December 9th, and over the last 24 hours, it looks like pretty much everything was down. Do I still believe in Hedera? That's what we're going to talk about, HBAR. Before I get into it, I just wanted to say these videos do take quite a bit of time. I do these 6 days a week, sometimes more. I'm posting on Twitter now, @longest, if you want to follow me. X.com. And like I said, these do take quite a bit of work, so I'd greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button. It helps the video, helps the channel out, helps me out. And if you want me to show up in your timeline, because maybe you want to see some of the future videos, hit the subscribe button. It means nothing more than when you hit that YouTube homepage, it might show you some of my recent videos. Thank you. Now let's get into it. Let's just take a look. I'm going to go over about 5 or 6 different things here, but this is CoinGecko, and you look at the last 24 hours, you scroll down, look where my cursor is, everything's red, bright red. Like I said, bloodbath. A lot of profit taking, whatever it may have been, some consolidation, you name it. It was across the board. So first, let's talk about the forest and the trees. If you're only looking at one crypto or 2 or 3, and that's all you're looking at, you're not getting a feel for the whole market. So you might think, oh my goodness, this thing's dropping. I need to get out. I saw tweets. People on, I keep calling them tweets. What do you call them now? People posting things on X.com, talking about how they just bought Hedera recently and it's not making any money yet for them. It's just started. But let's even talk about that. Are we even in altcoin season? Was it the first of the group? I have a different opinion on that. But forest and trees, you just look at a couple trees, you don't have an idea of what's going on. You'd probably feel a lot better if you did something. I like to not only look at the market, but as you know, look at categories. So layer ones, Hedera's in layer ones. And you can pretty much exclude Bitcoin and Ethereum. But last 24 hours, look, again, red, everything going down. Cardano 16, Tron 19, Avalanche 15%, Toncoin 14. It's just near 16. You're going. Internet Computer down 17. And let's see, we get down to Hedera. Oh, I already passed it. Hedera down 10%. This is over the last 24 hours. So layer ones in general all went down. Consolidated, had some profit taking, you name it. That alone should make you feel better. Some people might say, wow, well, is it the end for these particular coins? Have they already peaked and now we have to start selling them? Well, let's look at that. The HBAR chart, and I posted this on X.com earlier. I posted it first when it bounced here because I thought that's great. And then I posted recently because it bounced here. This is on an hourly. These are just wicks. It didn't actually go below the support line. It's not the best support line anyway. It's just general. But if you look at a daily, let's do that. Where'd my support line go? There we go. Again, didn't really break through it. Not that that matters as much, but I like the OBV, which is the on-balance volume. It's still rather high. I drew a line on that. I think it looks even better if you look at the hourly. But I'm a big believer in volume. I believe volume precedes price. And whether it moves down or moves up, I like to see what's going on with the volume. If it's a move down, is it on big volume or no volume at all? And on the moves up, is it big volume? So this still looks great, the chart in general for me. So Google Trends, as you may note, you can look at it and see people's interest on Google. And I did past 90 days for HBAR. And you can see that in November, it started taking off with this price, and it's still up. And then if you look at things like, that was HBAR. You look at Hedera, the word Hedera, nice spike as well over time. And you've got Hedera Crypto, all kinds of things with Hedera making these big jumps recently. So that's showing people's interest in it, of course, and it's still going. But as to the question of what season are we in? Well, Bitcoin dominance had two drops and recently a big drop. But look, it's actually had a move back up. And the question is, are we even in altcoin season? Well, here we are, technically above 75 on this is altcoin season. It was back here before it got to the altcoin season on this barometer when it started to move. This move here, when it shot up. My opinion, big dumb animal, don't do what I do, informational purposes only. That's always my disclaimer. But I don't believe that this was what people call a pump. I believe that this was still people accumulating for the big moves. Sure, people are going to say this was the accumulation zone and this was the accumulation area, maybe back through here. I've been buying for over a year now, Hedera, and it's my largest holding. And I see this not as the first move up for Hedera. I see it quite simply as people just moving capital in and buying before we really have that alt season move. So to me, this isn't a pump. And is this the peak and will it never go up again? No. In my opinion, I think it's just accumulation. It's just people purchasing it because they're more aware of what's going on in terms of the potential bull run season. The word's getting out about crypto again for this bull run, and people are looking at what could be valuable. Some of you watching this may have been accumulating for 4 or 5 years if you were in the last bull run, maybe a year if you caught on to this a little earlier, and some of you are just now getting in, and you're looking at great places to put capital, and I believe that Hedera is one that's really shooting through the roof. And then, by the way, if you are interested in Hedera, I greatly suggest you go to x.com and follow the Hedera account, because you can see that it's like every couple of hours, a couple times a day, there's events going on. This one talking about Serial Finance and what they're doing with Filecoin and launching on the Hedera network, leveraging AI for liquidation events in a lending and borrowing protocol. And they're trying to, leverage AI for liquidation event prevention. What does that mean? Well, I'm debanking myself, or so I say, and I'm putting assets like on Aave and whatnot, and then borrowing against them. Idea being assets rise, take stable coins because dollar devalues. So I'm holding on to my things that go up, and then I'm borrowing what I need in denominations like USD currency because it goes down. Now, and most of those, you're over collateralizing. And if the amount of money you took, if the asset you put up starts going down in value and it hits a threshold, they start liquidating, because by over collateralizing, they have guaranteed that they will never lose money. In other words, if you have a car loan and you don't make your payments, or you have a credit card, you don't make your payments, they're going to lose money. Now they can come and take your car, and that's what they're doing. They're taking your collateral, but over collateralizing is even better. They will get 100% of what's owed them, and you will pay back 100%. So you're no worse to wear, but we don't want liquidation events. So they're using AI to help prevent that. Very interesting, the way they're trying to get ahead of it. That's just one of many. And they actually have this great interview, and there's one piece I want to play here.
You and I, as founders of Hedera, have an interest in ensuring that Hedera...
These are the two founders of Hedera.
Hedera uses cryptography.
Listen to security here. This is beautiful.
Is Hedera secure against quantum computers?
All right, so we're in really good shape. So here's where we are in Hedera. We use 4 cryptographic primitives. We use hashes in the hash map. Okay, so we have the hash graph that has hashes in it, and we have the history of everything that's ever happened that's tied together with hashes, sort of like a blockchain. So we have hashes all through the system. And we use SHA-384, not 256. Why do we use the extra bits? It's so that we're CNSA compliant, which is, the government requires that for top secret information. And why does it require it? Because it is, we believe, secure against giant quantum computers. So the belief is, even if you took, all the atoms on Earth and turned them into giant quantum computers, you would not be able to break SHA-384. SHA-384 is thought to be secure against quantum computers.
So the gentleman on the right is Lehman Baird, and he patented Hedera, or the hash graph, and it's now an open source license. But as you can see, they came up and they're even more secure, and it's believed that even quantum computers can't break it. That's just one of many things. There's much more on here. Let's look at the last time I did a prediction video. Here we go. And I just went through a couple different things, but in one case, I was looking at the market caps. At the time, it was at 28 cents, which it is today. As of the recording of this, it bounced up and came down a little bit. 10 billion. And I was looking at these others and some of the other factors. I said, well, good grief, it looks like we could easily 4x, which would be 56 or $1.12. And I think based on others like XRP and what have you, because I believe there's a lot more utility and it's a lot more useful, Hedera, a 10x would just be $2.80. So I stick behind, I believe it's $2.80. I think this was not part of the run-up. I think this is people accumulating for the run-up. I think we've yet to get into full bull run mode. And most importantly, know this, I believe Hedera can hit 280, maybe more. Now that doesn't mean I'm going to be waiting and selling everything at 280. If you follow my channel, you know that I set sell levels. And I'll be selling on the way up to that. Maybe a little more than that, probably not. I typically leave a chunk that I don't sell, and I watch, while the bull market, as long as it's moving, just to see if it continues. Because if something goes crazy, I want to make sure I sell a little bit up there, but I do take profits along the way. I haven't yet. I'm not even close to my first sell level, to be quite honest. So that was it. I wanted to put something out because when I saw people posting on X.com with these expectations that either one, Hedera's not making any money and it's dead, it hasn't really started, and two, that Hedera has already had its run, or this was part of altcoin season, and could it be done? Personally, I believe neither of those are the case. I think we're still in accumulation and it's going to take off. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. And I always say, I hope we can all make generational wealth together with crypto.